first things first, guys, we're gonna go over BTC, we're gonna go over Ethereum, we're gonna go over NPOC levels, current ranges, channel trends, anything that we're looking at, macro levels, a couple of altcoins that I kind of have mapped out. This stream, I got a couple things to do today. That's why the stream is starting a little bit early, but it won't exceed past probably like 50 minutes. Got a lot going on, so we have a lot to cover today. So let's just go straight into BTC, guys, and the NPOC levels that we're looking at, right? So this is the current long play that we have. We can go over and talk about this. This was created, we'll just say it was yesterday, 11.5 long. And we have an NPOC print down here at 34,457. If we are lucky enough to get that retest, that is an area of interest that I'm looking at to long, guys. Now, this is kind of an environment of kind of buy the dips until proven otherwise. And so for me right now, what I'm looking for is a run up towards highs, something like this, right? I want to kind of exceed these highs as I think a lot of people are watching them, kind of deviate above, close this 37,021 NPOC, and then we can kind of move to the upside. So this is the overall structure and the overall game plan that I'm watching to play out on BTC. This also is where our short entry is that we created from last month. We created this on 10/25, and this was a short entry. So again, guys, going to somewhat stick with this, going to not overthink things, keep a long game plan, keep a short game plan with some NPOCs kind of closing within this upside move here. We're starting to get a little bit more of low-term time frame NPOC setups. All that is kind of longing some NPOC prints that kind of print within some of this structure here, right? So kind of currently how we got I think we got an NPOC entry down somewhere over here. But again, just good low-term time frame areas and levels to watch to continue to get an entry, right? You know, like a lot of people sometimes run away from drawdown, or they won't have a game plan for the upside or a game plan for the downside. But the reality is, if you can just plan for both, then you're in good shape, right? Because a lot of the problem is people want to be in a trade like right now, is they're like, okay, well, what can I get into to make me profit now? But most of the time, I would say maybe 80% of the time, it's better to have a game plan, have patience for those setups to kind of unfold. You know, if you're short biased, you're long biased, you know, everybody's different, right? So not everybody has to trade like me, and I don't trade like everybody else. So you look at things differently. We're human. Everybody's human. So that's why you kind of got to take everything with a grain of salt and to look at these NPOCs and implement them within your system, within your structure, within the edge that you have created, whether it be indicators, whether it be Fibonacci levels, EMAs, SMAs, whatever it is that you guys like to trade, you can use NPOC levels as confluence with all that. And that's kind of what we're looking to do here. If BTC drops back to 30K today, you know, you probably won't be frustrated taking those profits. You'll be happy taking those profits. So you just kind of have to look at it in a different manner. Locking profits in is always good. I took profits this morning. I took profits yesterday on some of my altcoin plays. You can never go broke taking profits. And that's what I tell people all the fucking time. That's why I take profits when I have them. But you know, I just hope that you guys are taking the profits when you have them. You're not getting blinded by thinking it's going to go to infinity. Stay grounded, lock in what you have. You can always find another entry another day. And getting into Ethereum, let's just kind of talk about what structures we have for Ethereum. So based off NPOC levels, guys, we have the next ones that we want to be longing down at this level here, be the next long entry, and it's 17.96. So again, even if we do retest these, I still think that we're in good shape, just overall market structure wise. And then I think the short too, we've had it, yeah, it's at 19.95. And again, it's that closing of this entire move that we wanted. We had this first wash down, and then we wanted to completely diminish that move higher based off of these NPOC levels at 1800. We got it, closed it. I think we even had some short entries here as well. And again, they offered some decent low-term time frame trades, right? So just looking into some of these shorts that we had, 919 short, you know, we wanted to do exactly what I just said. Since this drop back here in August, we wanted to kind of clear that. And again, there was some decent moves to the downside within this, depending on if you caught it on a low-term time frame, you know, what your trading plan was. I shorted this, ended up getting stopped out, right? Again, no harm, no foul, just sticking to my game plans. That's all I'm doing. I wanted to short this level since August. So again, when this happens, I'm not going to veer away from it. Even though it was a lost trade, every short that I take right now is a hedge because I have buku long exposure on the spot side and just overall across the board. So anything short now, and I think somebody messaged me the other day and was very thankful about this explanation, just because you kind of have to understand, right? If you have a lot of long exposure on the spot side, which is BTC and Ethereum, those are going to be gaining ROI over the course of the past month, right? And so if you take a short to kind of hedge against that, let's just say a retrace does happen, you can kind of capitalize on that move to the downside, lock in some profits, and then we continue to the upside while those spot positions still continue to gain that ROI on that continued move. Just a quick breakdown for that. Hopefully you guys can get a little bit of info off of that. scaling in and scaling out to position sizing is one of the most important things that you can possibly do, in my opinion. You know, if you don't know how to scale out into a position, or you don't know how to scale into a position, then you got a lot of work to do. Like I said, going all in at once with all of your portfolio is a death sentence for your trading, because it's just not going to work out, because I do think that it is one of the most important factors with trading. But for SUI here, I think it was, once we flipped that, was like an 80-cent target. It was kind of these highs of these wicks. So again, it's still the same, and it might not happen soon. It could break above, go to 60, something like this, where we continue to chop, and then we get like a move into something like that. It's a longer term trade for me. I don't give a fuck if it goes back down to 40 cents. I don't care if it goes back down to my entry. It's a longer term hold where I already took profits on it, so I'm in the green, and I might consider adding lower if we get it, but I don't think we'll get it. Once we get this move above to like 55, 60 cents, I don't think we're going to drop below 50 again. And SUI is just one that I've been watching. Again, newer altcoins that we talk about, these are really the ones that I like. Graph, Curve, SUI, Chainlink, Blur, Jasmy. Some of them aren't too new, but SUI's new, Blur's new. They've both been, you know, skyrocketing. So again, I'm starting to put a little bit more focus on altcoins, and I think that this is what I'm looking for on SUI, is just a retest of first 60 cents, and then again, you can map these out if you really want to. Sometimes I just don't really care to, but you got a high right here that makes a lot of sense to retest of that 63. So 63 first, and then from 63 we can get maybe an upside move. I mean, there's just clearly a lot of price action within this 60 to 80 cents. So if it does dig into 60, it goes sideways for a little bit, to something to consider. So that's what I'm looking at on SUI. I love this play. This play's been fucking awesome. Great trade. Literally almost caught the bottom of this trade, and I know somebody that did. So it's fucking crazy. I love it. All right, let's get into CRV now. I don't know my entry on CRV. I will have to get it for you guys, but I think it's like around 50, something like that. But yeah, we can do some actual TA on this one too. These have just been kind of like quick squiggles, right? These have been quick squiggles for you guys, and I've come back to them and I'm like, I should probably long this one because it's actually following to game plan. I think CRV has some of the fucking best potential upside in this next bull run. Honestly, I do. I should have bought more, but I'm happy with my bids, honestly. But I mean, it's very, very clear. I mean, it's very fucking clear bottom. I don't know how much more clear it can be than that. And then, you know, we do got a lot of upsides. You know, $1.20, $1.60. Can even argue the trend line breakout, or can argue that it's still resistance. And again, even if it is still resistance, right, I would love to buy this cheap again. I don't think it is. I think this breaks out, just like I think a lot of things are breaking out. It's kind of just a purely long move right now. But if it does reject here, guess what? I would love to buy again at 45, 43 cents if we get it. But this is a nice low term time frame W bottom, and we break out from here, maybe a retest, and we can go higher. So I love Curve. I think Curve exceeds a lot of expectations in the future. So that is why I am riding CRV. I'll get you guys my average on that one. I think it's like somewhere around like 50, 51 or something like that. Super stoked to be here and trying to capitalize on this next bull run. Like, I really fucking hope that this is a massive bull run. But again, I'll be here with you guys every step of the way, trying to keep you as grounded as I can for you guys to try and maximize your profits. But please understand, you know, my situation is going to be different than your situation. So what I do isn't what you should do. You really have to make sure that you understand what works best for you. But again, stream is sponsored by BitGet Global. If you have any questions, concerns, anything with that exchange, please let me know, and I will see you guys over in the Telegram. Peace.